Alright, Bob's Barn Workshop fans. Are you guys sick of this van yet? I'm getting pretty sick of it. Well, we have the no start condition again. And as usual, we're suspecting the fuel pump. So I have my handy dandy fuel pump gauge kit here. And we're going to see if it does not start. And then if it's still in the no start mode, we'll put the gauge on it. Okay, hear that? She's cranking, nothing. So the next thing is to take the doghouse off and then cover, which is pretty simple. I'm not going to go through it all on tape, but you take these two covers off. There's two screws. Underneath the bottom here, you pull the carpet off. There's two bolts that go straight in. The doghouse comes off. You disconnect the cigarette lighter cable, the accessory cable. Underneath that, there's two more bolts that hold the bottom of the actual fiberglass doghouse and two really big screws that go back through the firewall with a real long screwdriver. You guys don't need to sit through that, but I'll take it apart first and then we'll put the gauge on it. So okay, here we are. I got the doghouse off. I made a separate video of that. Watch that if you want to see how to get it off. Didn't want to waste the time, but we're going to zoom right in on where we have to be. Now if you look carefully, there's a tube coming down right behind those spark plug wires. And there's a fitting right there. You'll see a black cap. Yeah, right there. And that's the Schrader valve that we have to hook the fuel pump gauge up to. And I believe I was supplied with the correct fitting on this. I gotta go find, hold on a second, I gotta go find a piece of tubing for a bleeder on this. Alright, I got it started. I've got these old, actually battery pliers to grab battery nuts. And that's just about the right size. Now I'm just going to give this a touch of tightening. I just want to make sure that it's seated. Okay, she just snuck. And then this happens to have like an air fitting type press on. Sorry guys, there's just no way else I can get in here. Alright. There we go. So the normal running pressure of this fuel gauge should be, or this fuel pump should be around 55. So we'll see if we get anything. Perfect. There's nothing wrong with the fuel pump. 61 pounds what it's supposed to be. Drops back to 55 with, but see it's sinking back. And it shouldn't be doing that. Oh, I'm leaking though, I'm leaking. $61. No, that's not moving, it's sitting right at 55. So the fuel pump is fine. I can probably just a wet, or I've seen these vans with bad aftermarket ignition coil, or see it's bleeding off through the... Okay, the good news is changing the fuel pump would mean climbing onto this van and releasing all those old rusty bolts to get the fuel tank out. But there's a fuel pressure test on an Astro van, and you can see that I have perfect fuel pressure. It's perfect. So that's not my problem. I think I have an ignition problem. I got to troubleshoot that a little bit. I'm going to put a... What was weird is it's intermittent, because it ran great for... It wouldn't start for a couple days, and then it ran great for a couple days, and now it won't start again. So I've got to figure that out, but it's not fuel pump. Alright, later dudes. God bless, stay safe. December... What is it today? The 10th? Oh my gosh, 2 weeks till Christmas. I still got to buy the wife some presents. Alright, now on with the test of the No Start van, the Astro van 2001. It's winter now, so it seems to do it when it's just cold, but I haven't had it that long, so I don't know. It ran good in the summer, and it ran good for a couple days, and then it stopped again. So today, earlier, you'll see it in a different video. I'm going to do a lot of little videos today on the fuel pressure test, and she has plenty of fuel pressure, 55 psi with the ignition on, 60 some with it cranking. So the next test is I got my my strobe light set up to the ignition. I'm going to see if I got any spark. So I'm going to hook it up to one of the spark plug wires. Put the sensor on there. Haven't had my old Sears plug, gun out in a long time. Get the keys. And we're going to crank, and then I'm going to fire the gun. And I am getting spark. Look at it. That looks like a good spark to me. What the heck? The only other thing I can think of is there is some digital lines that go to the fuel injectors to tell them to actually inject the fuel. So if I put this on the starter coil wire, I should see a lot more flashes. One for every cylinder instead of one every rotation. Can you get it up there? Oh yeah, I can get it up there. Here we go. She wants to, she wants to. I gotta put that cap back on my Schrader valve here, hold on. I see that I left the top off on that. Did I put it in my pocket? It's not a drop dead or nothing, it's just nice to keep the crap out of your Schrader valve. Schrader valve, I like saying Schrader valve. Could you tell? Alright. Oh yeah, I got that engine cover out of the way too. You just kind of got to twist it around and muscle the back up over the edge of the seat. Once you get the back over the edge of the seat, you can get it around. You can see how it's kind of in that position. I'll have to look for that cap when I go to close her up. It's got to be right here. But it kind of acted like it wanted to start after I frigged with this, didn't it? Maybe I got just a... I don't know. They said these aftermarket distributors are crappy too. Now we'll go to the wires around on that and on the coil. The coil is kind of a weird looking thing. She starts right up when she starts, so there's obviously something wrong. Well, that's disappointing. I guess I have to consult my troubleshooting manual or something, guys. But that is a little troubleshooting of the van why it won't start, and so far I have no clue. But I'm going to have to pull the... I was thinking about changing the plugs and wires. Look at how nicely they've run the wires and everything in this van. It's very nice to keep them out of the way. They got shielding stuff on them, you know, the snake skin we used to call it. Somebody said don't even bother trying to save the wires because by the time you rip them off the plugs, you're going to break them off. So I may be just doing a complete rotor and plug set. But it looks like we got good spark. Unless the spark is out of time or the engine is getting no fuel. One experiment I could try is shoot some gas into the throttle body so I don't rely on the fuel injector. Maybe I'll try that. Okay, here's the cap. I can open it up. See how hard this is to get off. I don't want to get this to be a... Now, the kid's coming home from school. Oh yeah. Come on, baby. I could weasel a little in there. Alright. Well, let me go get some gas. Alright, well what I did is I pulled the air cleaner off the top so I could pull the hose off in the air intake for the throttle body. And now I'm just gonna give that a little squirt of gas, just like that. And I'll see if I can burn the van up. Haha, just kidding. Cross your fingers. Well, that did nothing. All right, well that's troubleshooting for 101 for today, guys. God bless. I'll let you know what we can figure out about this thing.